Live here on Oklahoma Sports Network, it is Bethany Broncos football here at Southern Nazarene University Stadium in Bethany, Oklahoma. We are getting set for a big-time final regular season game matchup here for the Broncos as they get set to take on the Madill Wildcats. It's senior night here in Bethany, and we've got our regular captains out there, Jackson Payne, Brock Cross, Wyatt Geisler, and then I always want to call him Lane, but that's not his first name. It's Garrett Johnson as well, all out there. And all of the seniors from the squad as well joining as honorary captains there behind the coin toss. Really love to see that. Try to shout out as many as we've got. Of course, we got our guy Charlie Tolley there, second from the left, big defensive end and tight end. He's made some big plays, especially here at the end of the season. Ben Saylor, the senior defensive line, is all the way there on the left. Third from the left, of course, number 28, Devontae Melton. Then to his right, number 69, we've got Malachi Hutton. Number 51 is to his right. That's Michael Salcido. Number 2 to his right is Cooper Johnson. And I almost had all of them. We were so close. Some other guys we've got in there, Connor Eskridge, number 3.
We also have number 20.
Any others that you see? Of course,
Braxton
number 13,
Mullins.
Jackson Payne, but I think I already called him out because he's one of the regular captains. Number 1, Roslyn Calderon, has been injured for a lot of the season, but he is out there, of course, also to be celebrated in his own right as a senior, this being their last game, probably on their home turf. Playoffs coming up next week, going to be at Weatherford if all things hold true, since they are second in 4A District 1. Bethany, of course, third in 4A District 2. And with Blanchard and Tuttle firmly entrenched above them, they're not going anywhere. Those standings are pretty much going to hold. In 4A District 1 action, there is Bridge Creek taking on Weatherford. In the conference standings, technically, Bridge Creek could finish ahead of Weatherford, but I think Weatherford already has that playoff spot just because Bridge Creek overall is 3-6 on the season. I don't know if you can get into the playoffs with a losing record. Is that a thing?
No, you cannot.
So that's going to keep them out. Weatherford's solidified in their spot. Clinton, I believe, is in the third spot. They'll be taking on Blanchard. And then Tuttle, I honestly didn't check out that matchup. That's going to be a big one. Honestly, Tuttle will probably win that game.
Yeah.
Whomever they're matched up against, they are just really on a tear, full of playmakers, a lot of good guys on that team, but a lot of good guys on our team. But to be honest, the matchup tonight is not a program that is prestigious. The Madill Wildcats come in here 1-8 as the Bethany Broncos storm onto the field.
And another thing, folks, that I want to say, it's a little kind of a comedic relief, but there's a little bit of a trend going on right now. I saw number 65, I believe, Ben Saylor. I don't know if it's real or not, but there is a trend going on with these Oklahoma City schools that I've seen. They've been putting on fake kind of temporary tattoos on their arms. Yeah, like a sleeve. So if you see, I believe it's on Saylor's right arm.
Is it like the compression sleeve?
No, so
they actually do the temporary tattoo thing?
Yeah, those temporary, they last like a week or so.
My
yeah.
4-year-old would be so impressed.
Yeah.
She loves that.
Yeah, I saw the Edmond Memorial guys all had them on their arms and stuff.
Man, watch out. OSSA is going to have a rule about that here any day now. Those kids are, I don't know if they'll like that. But, hey, while they can do it, let's let them have some fun, absolutely. And senior night seems like as good a night as any. I wonder if the rain, though, in the forecast, it seemed like it was going to let up, but it seems to be coming down once again. Would that rain not wash away that temporary tattoo? One solid hit, you rub on the turf, and it's gone.
Yeah, well, I guess that helps it come off, I guess.
I mean, if he's going to get in trouble with Grandma later after the game, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, Madill Wildcats not the most prestigious opponent, coming in here 1-8. Coming in 0-6 in district play. It has not been a pretty season for them. Trying to find studs in film and in pregame study is difficult. I don't want to drag the program, but it's difficult to find a lot of shining spots on this squad. Talented kicker that can really boot it in pregame. We definitely saw that. But overall, just not a solid team offensively. They've been shut out in 3 of their last 5. Mind you, a couple of those were matchups against Blanchard and Tuttle, both of whom have really good squads. But just not a team that really seems to be threatening. That is to say, not sure how much of our seniors, our vaunted seniors, like Jackson Payne, Charlie Tolley, those guys, not sure how much of them we're going to see tonight, because we could already see some guys like backup quarterback Brody McLaren, other guys on that second string offense and defense get a shot tonight, just given the overall quality of the opponent. Brock Cross taking the first kick return here as we get started, and look at him immediately crossing the 50 into enemy territory, down the right side, inside the 10, barely kept out of the end zone, pushed just out of bounds inside the 5, and immediately the Broncos come stomping out in this one.
Yeah, like you said, this is going to start very quickly for this game, and we probably won't see a bunch of our starters stay in. But they try to do the deep onside kick to keep it away from our speedy guys in the back. But that shows that Brock Cross can run it out as well.
Boy, he really showed some speed and some agility on that run back. Really impressive kickoff return by Brock Cross. He caught that one. It was a shallow kickoff, like Brennan said, really sort of a deep onside kick. Received at about the 30 and returned all the way back for almost 50 or 60 yards. Really great return by Brock Cross. Setting them up with first and goal here from the 4-yard line. And we do have our seniors and all them out there. Jackson Payne handing off to Devontae Melton, senior to senior, and Melton crashes into the end zone from 4 yards out to score the first touchdown for the Bethany Broncos.
Yeah, I always like it when they give it to the fullback right there, Devontae.
Love it when you give it to the big hoss on the goal line.
Yeah, not tackling Samaj P. Ryan right there.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'd like to see Devontae Melton and Samaj P. Ryan do the Oklahoma drill. That one could be interesting. No shame to P. Ryan. I don't know, though. As strong as Melton looks, I've heard crazy stories about P. Ryan, that he could squat 600 pounds or something nuts like that. Definitely one of those guys with thighs that could crush a skull or something, man. It's ridiculous. So early 7-0 lead here for Bethany as they hit the extra the extra point is no good. So it's going to make it 6-0 for the Broncos here. 11:43 left in the first quarter as they still get off to a nice lead. We'll take a quick break here. Bethany Broncos on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back here in rainy Bethany, Oklahoma, to Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium to watch the Bethany Broncos take on the Madill Wildcats here in the final regular season game for both of these 4A District 2 District 2 teams, mind you. We've got 11:43 left in a very young first quarter, but Bethany is already on the board with a touchdown. Brock Cross getting them down the field on a great kick return for Devontae Melton to run it in from 4 yards out as when Cross set him up on first and goal straight out the gate. So we get set to kick off here. Number 32, Denton Jaggers, getting ready to kick the ball deep, doing the stutter step onside fake that he always likes to do before he kicks it out the back of the end zone like he also likes to do. So Judson Gilliland, Devontae Melton, and company take the field for their final home game on defense here as well as offense. Obviously soaking it in, both literally and figuratively, because the rain continues to fall. We'll see who these studs are for Madill. They come out in a shotgun set here. Bethany showing blitz, bad snap, fumbled. Quarterback fell on it, almost nearly a turnover on the very first play of the game for Madill. they recover, but that's going to be a loss of about 7.
Yeah, it was a good snap, but we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Definitely. Slippery balls.
Oh,
yeah.
So both sides really got to have dry footballs.
Yeah, hopefully they've got a lot of towels there on those sidelines. But how do you... Anyways, shotgun set once again for Madill as they come out here on 2nd and 17. Motion from right to left. Snap is high again, but he holds on to it. Hands off to the running back, and he's gobbled up immediately by the Bethany defense.
Yeah, that was our boy Devontae Melton that we were talking about. That was a really aggressive tackle for a loss. We're probably going to see a lot of him tonight making big plays.
So it does look like they've got a freshman out there at quarterback, number 2, Baylor Bond. Running back on that last handoff, I believe, was the sophomore Charles Thomas. Not going to lie, that yellow on white combo, difficult to see. We've got to get us some binoculars for the playoffs, Brendan. That's real important.
Yeah, we might have to get us some little grandma binoculars that you hold up with the little stick.
Oh, yeah. Love that. What do you call those? Omnoculars or something? But mind you, that is actually number 7 who is in at quarterback, and I think that is the guy we were talking about, might be the stud on the team, Uziel Flores. Listed at wide receiver defensive back, but they've got him in a QB here. Does seem like option run is going to be the priority with him out of the shotgun. That's what they've started with here. But they're going to immediately have to go to punt now after that 3rd down, getting nothing done. 4th down, they're going to punt, and it looks like Bethany got a piece of it. Somebody got the nose of that ball because that punt goes almost nowhere. It's only about a 20-yard punt downed at about the 27. So for the 2nd drive in a row, the Bethany Broncos will begin deep in enemy territory, not with goal to go this time, but with only 27 yards to go. It's nice field position no matter how you look at it. And speaking of the field, it is nice to have this turf on a night like this, after a day like this, where it has just been raining and raining and raining, and the ground is saturated. Nice to have this turf field with some good drainage and good irrigation.
Yeah, absolutely. I was curious on if the game was even going to be played.
No, it's high school football in Oklahoma. If we don't have lightning or tornadoes, we're playing the game. 1st down here, Judson Gilliland going to get it on the pitch, left side, and he's gone. Goodbye, Judson Gilliland. Touchdown Broncos, 27 yards to the casa. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's something that we're probably going to see a lot tonight. A lot of run game from Gilliland. I'm just curious to see how many he's going to stack up.
At least in the first half before they pull him inevitably when we build a mounting lead. It's an unfortunate truth for Madill during this season that they have just been getting, I don't want to say any mean words, but yeah, they have not, the scores have not been in their favor in most of their games this season. Losing 61-0 to Tuttle, for example. I mean, Tuttle's a good team, but that's rough. Griffin Tarrant knocks this one through, so 1 for 2 on extra points. Going to put Bethany up 13-0 with 9:25 here remaining in the, 9:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Broncos up 13-0. Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium for the Bethany Broncos taking on the Madill Wildcats. And we were promised that the rain was going to end, but it keeps on coming down here in Bethany, Oklahoma. But the fans are still out in support with ponchos and umbrellas and everything else they've got here on the home side. Even quite a few more fans than I was expecting on the away side, I will admit. Stutter step kickoff attempt, as he always does here, Mr. Jaggers. Is Denton Jaggers a senior? We got to shout him out if so. No, he's a junior, so he'll be back next year just like Judson Gilliland. So that's nice to have some big stars on this team who can do some big things for this team, because it really is so invaluable to have a kicker that can blast it out of the end zone half the time in the high school game.
Yeah, and you're going to see him playing in the collegiate level if that's a route that he wants to take, and that's probably some information that we could find out. But being able to kick it in the back of the end zone is very impressive.
We need to see if he has any offers. Even in his junior year, he could be getting some if he's got a leg like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when the entrance letters start flowing in.
Griffin Tarrant, our field goal kicker and extra point guy, also a junior, so he'll be back as well. Motion from left to right here to form a little H-back formation here. Going to keep the quarterback, going to keep it on a option run, and goes down, I think, a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. Offensive line for Madill looking pretty overwhelmed so far.
Yeah, this is kind of like one of the teams where, not much is going to work out. So you can kind of just play. If I was a coach, you could kind of just play around, with some stuff.
Just see if you're the Bethany coach or if you're the Madill coach.
The Madill coach on offense coordinator. Yeah. Just try some new stuff and, try and have fun.
Yeah, they are doing something interesting with two receivers stacked up on top of each other on the right side. They try a handoff up the middle, and that one ends about as soon as it begins. Devontae Melton is there to say no thank you. Looks like that might have been Jackson Harper for Madill, the sophomore running back.
Considering that they have been running it up the middle so far in this game, but that's like one of Bethany's strong suits is that A-gap stop that the defensive line has and the Devontae Melton has to stop.
Yeah, Gilliland good at clogging that gap as well.
Yeah.
Shotgun once again. Handoff up the middle once again. Nothing doing once again. It was third and forever. It's 4th and miles, and they'll punt again.
Yeah, that was a freshman, Breck Brady. We saw a lot of him last week. We were mentioning him with a lot of tackles. So that's, I think, his first tackle for tonight, and I'm sure there'll be many more.
He's been really solid, yeah. And just to mention, since we're really trying to call out seniors tonight, Jackson Dole on the left end has been really solid in that stuffing the run game, along with those interior linemen coming in off the left side and helping to stunt and fill those gaps just like the linebackers are doing. So another punt in the shadow of their own goalpost. Another punt where I think somebody might have got a chunk of it. Ball rolls and settles, looks like at about the Madill 33-yard line. So we're going to check it off on the tally mark again here. 3 out of 3 drives for the Broncos are going to start in enemy territory.
Yeah, I wonder if they can keep the streak live with first plays. First kickoff return going.
And, yeah, and then right after touchdown. And then first play on the second drive, touchdown.
I really hope they let Payne air it out in one of these series at least.
Might as well. And it looks like Judson's – I thought they were going to have him out wide. No, it looks like a pretty tight formation here, though, with Jackson Payne in the shotgun. I think that's Evans and Malaska down there at the bottom of your screen on the left side for Bethany. They're going to flip it out real quick to Geisler. Geisler's got blockers downfield. It looks like he could score. Madill doesn't want to let him. Too bad. He's in. Touchdown.
Yeah, and that's the streak.
That's the streak.
There's
another
right
one.
There.
3 for 3. Drives have started in Madill territory. 3 for 3 drives have resulted with the first play going into the end zone. Devontae Melton scoring on the first drive from 4 yards out. Judson Gilliland scoring on the second drive from 27 yards out. And then this one where I did not get the yardage on the scoring play, but Wyatt Geisler, really impressive. I think that was 34 yards on the little flip and run, little shovel pass. Griffin Tarrant puts the extra point in, and it is 20-0 here with still plenty of time left in the first quarter. 7:04 on the clock.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, what did I miss?
They did a little handstand plank on their heads.
Just like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Drake London.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get a penalty flag.
Oh, man, I hope we got that on camera. But anyhoozle, great score for Bethany. Puts them up by 3 scores. We'll take a quick break here. Bethany Broncos football on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma, Southern Nazarene University football stadium to see the Bethany Broncos play the Madill Wildcats, and it has been about as expected. This Broncos team outclasses this team a little bit on a talent level, and they've rocketed out to a 20-0 lead here, scoring on the first play of their first 3 drives here tonight to take a 20-0 lead with 7 minutes left in the first. As Denton Jaggers kicks the ball off, covered at the 1, and he fell on it. He should have just let that one roll into the end zone. That's going to give the ball to Madill way back just outside of the paint of the end zone. That's not where you want to start a drive.
Yeah, that was one of those points that even if you have a turf field, it is slick out there. He caught it and he tried to take a big step and just slipped and fell.
I appreciate his gumption. His eggs, so to speak, to step out of there and do that. But goodness, he was going to try to bring that one back a little bit, but that was a tough way to do it and a tough place to do it. Lucky enough to fall on that one. So they're still going to run the shotgun, even though they're right there, really in the shadows of their own goalpost. Going to be a QB run. No, he tries to throw it and he gets smacked in the back of the end zone, but he just gets rid of the ball.
Yeah, that was a rib shot right there. I wonder if he's going to be okay. Getting up a little slow.
Slow to get up. I was going to say, Brennan, did you see who laid the hit on him?
I think it was. Is that Dole? It was Beck.
Beck.
Dole or Beck. It was one of those. But it is tough to see from this distance with the rain.
Rain does seem to be letting up slightly, but still coming down a little. It's been a wet day. I know that's not news to most of you folks that have joined us here.
And Madill setting up. They look good in formation. They look nice setting up. They have a good structure.
Yeah.
But just afterwards, it's not much execution.
No, they're really overwhelmed in the trenches. And if your offensive line is just getting blown up right off the bat, there's nowhere for you to go, literally, as a running back.
Yeah.
And nothing for you to do as a quarterback. No time for decision making. They are going to take some time for decision-making, though. Quick timeout here for Madill, looking at 2nd and 10 with 6:54 left here in a first quarter that Bethany is leading 20-0. We'll be right back here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
Other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University football stadium for the Broncos to take on the Madill Wildcats here. Senior night in Bethany, Oklahoma, and the Wildcats facing a 2nd and 10 from inside their own 1. Quarterback's going to roll out right here, try to throw it, and once again has to get rid of it. Uziel Flores chased out of the pocket, unable to do much. At least he didn't take a shot on that on that play like he did on the last one.
Yeah, he was looking for this about 10 to 12-yard corner coming to us, but Jackson Payne was right there to cover it up with a good cover 2 that they're setting up in.
Jackson Payne, maybe underrated in his zone coverage ability, at least between us. Something that I've been noticing, certainly, throughout the last few games. Really is very much a quarterback with his approach to how he plays defense. Seems to really be able to read the play well. Excellent at that zone coverage that he's often employed in. 3rd and 10. Madill facing a tough one. They're going to roll the quarterback out again here. Flores under pressure again, slipping in the end zone. He's going to go down. Safety. Bethany piles on the points.
Yeah, it looked like that was the same exact play they tried to run previously, trying to get him out of the pocket and be able to throw. And yet again, great coverage for Bethany's secondary.
It almost looked like the same play 3 times in a row. It just, on the second and third time,
just different.
It's when you do the flipperoo on the Madden playbook. You just, whoop, move the receiver over there instead and run it the same way. Didn't work out. That's going to be a turnover and points. 22-0. Now the score for Bethany with 6:42 on the board still left in the first quarter. And they'll get a shot to return here now. Not a drop kick punt like they do in the pros, and I think still in college. Been a second since I've seen a safety in college. Maybe just because I haven't watched a lot, because OU has had a rough year. I will be honest.
Yeah.
Been a fun year for college football otherwise. Indiana.
A lot of upsets and stuff,
Indiana in the playoff, that's like, what? If somebody put money on Indiana to do anything at the beginning of the season, it's going to pay out really well for them. Because if those guys even make a bowl, they celebrate down there in Bloomington.
Or, Vanderbilt beating Alabama.
Wow. Yeah, Vanderbilt looks like a straight-up – I don't know about like a – they're a team of dogs.
Yeah.
Like if their quarterback has that kind of Baker Mayfield-esque thing to him.
Yeah.
Almost sort of a great value Johnny Manziel, but without the substance abuse problems. So here we go. Safety kickoff now for Madill. After the quarterback Flores goes down in a slippery end zone. Like we talked about, turf drains, but it still gets slippery. Slow walk up to the kick. He was going to make sure it didn't blow over in the wind, and then the wind blows it over just at the last second. I think that's Flores handling the kick duties there as well.
Yeah, I think he does a lot for this team.
Literally and figuratively. Absolutely. Good kick from Flores. Nice power on that leg. Going to be returned from about the 30. Looks like, again, Brock Cross. He did big damage on his first return. What's he going to do this time? Oh, he's going to fumble at the end of a nice return. It looked like it went out of bounds. Ball's still Bethany's, but boy, he'll breathe a sigh of relief. That was a close one.
Yeah, he was trying to do a little too much, trying to get another return for a touchdown. And Madill actually did a really good job punching the ball out. But it looked like he had it. Looked like he had it in bounds, so kind of lucky that they called it out of bounds.
Well, remember, he didn't have a return for a touchdown. Maybe that's what he wanted there, and that's why he was pushing so hard. Yeah. He got it all the way down to the 4, and that's probably what he was thinking, is all that green that he saw in front of him last time. Maybe he saw some in front of him this time, too. But he forgot about that ball. Still really nice field position after the fumble. Going to be at the 39 here of Madill for Bethany Broncos. Jackson Payne in the shotgun. They're going to give him a chance to throw now to his right. Caught, and looks like a gain of about 6. I think that's Brock Cross. But I don't remember Brock Cross wearing long sleeves.
No, that was number 5,
Seth Griner. Yeah. So nice catch there by Seth Griner. Another guy we'll get back next year. He's a junior also. Showing off the hands. No gloves on. Still pulling that one in the rain.
Quite impressive.
Brock Cross, I don't think, has gloves on either. He's split out wide on the left side. Bottom of your screen. Payne in the shotgun. Gillen out to his left. Motions out to him. Thought about pitching it. Didn't. Regrets it probably because he's gang tackled now. Piled up for a loss of about 2. Looked like maybe a fake pitch as part of a speed option, or maybe just a little stutter step fake. When he looked up, there was nothing but Wildcats in his face.
Yeah, he was wanting to take it up there. There was a little bit of a lane, but the linebacker from Madill did a really good job adjusting. And, the first sign of positivity from Madill.
I was about to say, definitely the best play that we've seen from either side of the ball from Madill so far. Brings up a 3rd and 6 now. Jackson Payne. Play action. Takes a shot over the middle. Oh, he had his receiver, but he put just a little bit too much mustard on that ball. Sails over his head. Ball intended, I believe, for Johnson. Was that him? I'm always trying to call Lane, Garrett Johnson.
Yeah, I believe so. He had a lane, and that's what we've seen. They've done that previously, that little post route. But, yeah, Payne just got a little bit too much juice on it. That'll be all right, though. I'm sure they'll go back to it.
4-down territory here, without a doubt. Little too far for a field goal, too close for a punt. Payne going with a hard count, trying to draw Madill off sides, and he almost did it. I always appreciate Payne's ability to do that hard count and then call signals out like Peyton Manning. Judson Gilliland getting a nice pitch, picking up the yardage needed on 4th down, picks up enough for the 1st down. Great play by Gilliland to come through in the clutch when they need him. He does that a lot.
Yeah, it was a good 4th down run, picking up the 1st down, and the lead blocker out there is number 58, Griffin Looper, and he actually used him as a little bit of a shield. Kind of looked like he threw him down a little bit at the end of the play to pick up the 1st, but I guess you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you go down for your trench mate, you know.
Yeah.
So brings up a nice new set of downs here for the Broncos, getting closer to that red zone here, starting out at the 24-yard line with a 1st and 10 for Jackson Payne and company. 22-0 lead, 4:28 on the clock. Payne fakes a handoff to Gilliland, dumps it off left to Geisler, making people miss across the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Good little shimmy from Geisler, picks up 8 yards.
Yeah, just a nice little check down, just a lob ball to what was that? Did you say Griner? Yeah, that was.
No, that was Geisler.
Geisler, excuse me. Yeah, Geisler.
It's easier to read the numbers when they throw to the left.
Yeah, it is, closer to our side.
But on the right, yeah, it does seem like they've been splitting out Johnson wide. He's listed on the roster, I believe, as a tight end.
And look,
wide receiver, yeah. I've seen them use him as both, though, for sure.
Charlie Tolley is out there at wide out on the far side.
Oh, goodness. Is that who that is? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him go up for it. He's got the height for sure.
That'd be cool.
Payne, play action again to Gillen over the middle, looking for Malaska, and the safety makes a nice play on the ball. Madill showing some life here on defense on this drive.
Yeah, I was about to say their defense isn't actually doing too bad. Their secondary is pretty athletic, making tackles, and that's 2 passes down the field that excuse me, goodness gracious, we usually don't see from Payne come up incomplete, but the ball is slippery, so we'll give him that one.
That's true, and especially that deep one, that deep shot to Johnson. Yeah. Usually he can make that throw. I feel like we saw him make that throw last week. Single back set here for Payne. He's under center with Gillen deep behind him. Gillen going to get the pitch. God, we can't talk tonight, Brennan. And he's going to go to the left, but he's eaten up pretty quickly by the Wildcats defenders. Gets up to about the 15, but he's about a yard short of the 1st down.
Yeah, that's the so far this is the second 4th down that Madill has held Bethany to, which we don't see even with the other teams we played previously.
Oh, and interesting, I see Griffin Tarrant jogging out, jogging back out, and now he will return to the sideline as the Broncos will take a timeout and think about it here. So we've got 3:08 left on the clock here. Broncos leading 22-0 here in the first quarter. This is Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium for the Bethany Broncos, taking on the Madill Wildcats, and it's been pretty much all Broncos tonight. 22-0 is the score. We've been 3 for 3 on touchdowns on drives here so far. We're looking to go 4 for 4, but we've got a 4th down and 1 right now, going for a little sneak tush push. Gilliland takes it around the pile, making people miss, still taking it in. Judson Gilliland doing crazy things, and he scores the touchdown. Ben Saylor's sitting down on his bottom. He can't believe it. His hands are on his head.
Yeah, a little bit of disbelief right there, and actually a good push from Madill's defensive line. But, the smartness and athleticism from Gilliland allows him to, see that that's not working and bump it out to that wide open lane he had.
Really great field vision and really great instincts by Gilliland to show off and punch it in. 28-0 now, the lead as Griffin Tarrant prepares to take the extra point. He's 2 for 3 so far tonight. I think the first miss you could really chalk up to the rain that was really sort of driving at the beginning of the game. It's really let up here. And he's 3 for 3 now since it's let up. I may be onto something here. So 29-0 the score for the Broncos. 2:57 remaining in the first quarter. This one already getting a little bit out of hand. We'll take a quick break. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, Bethany Broncos taking on the Madill Wildcats in their season finale here at home. The regular season finale, I should say. We've got a playoff game next week at Weatherford. Hopefully all our alumni and fans and all those good folks will be making the trek down I-40 with us. Don't speed that highway patrol, man. They'll get you out there. Watch out.
Or with the rain.
Or with the rain. Also, I was going to say, also just be safe, but don't get a ticket. Also, tickets stink. So Bethany kicking off after a nice score. Judson Gilliland doing crazy things, taking it around the pile on a 4th and inches quarterback sneak style play, a la tush push, as they all like to call it, since everybody just gets behind him and pushes. Gilliland took it around the pile, took it into the end zone, and then the kickoff from Denton Jaggers also bouncing out the end zone. Maybe the kick returner smartly letting it bounce out of the end zone after last time his fumbled fielding resulted in a drive starting behind the 1-yard line and a safety for the Madill Wildcats. It's really been tough sledding for them on offense. Made some plays tonight on defense, Brendan, but offense has not been pretty. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Flores going to take it around the left side on the option play. Picks up a couple yards, made a couple of guys miss.
Yeah, that was Cooper Johnson that had the initial attack to tackle the Madill quarterback, but he made a good move, kind of stiffed arm a little bit, so that's the first sign of light we've seen so far from their offense, and I wonder if they can keep it going.
Do you mean, Cooper Johnson, number 2, senior. Look at you, calling out our seniors. Love to see it. So it brings up a 2nd and 8 here for the Wildcats. 2:46 left on the clock in the first quarter. Shotgun set again for Flores. He's going to hand it off up the middle. And this is just not a strategy that has been working for Madill. That's blown up for a big loss once again.
And I think that was the left guard, Griffin Looper, that I talked about a while ago, that was in on that tackle. He's in at defensive end on the left side.
Really solid job. That offensive line for Madill has just had no rest at all.
And we also have to call him out every time we see him because he's our boy. Sawyer Yates is
we've got him.
D-line.
The run stuffer himself. Look, if we need an offensive line disrupted and we need an A-gap plugged, this guy will do it. 3rd and long here for Madill. 3rd and 12. And there he is trying to take it into the left gap. Quick run around the end for Flores because there's nothing there, and he'll end up losing, I think, 1 or 2. And you know what? He tried to take it up. Is the A-gap's right there by the left guard, right? He tried to take it up there, and you know who was there? Sawyer Yates was there. He was not going to let him go anywhere.
Yeah, he reminds me of that old defensive tackle that the Patriots had a long time ago. You know,
Vince Wilfork?
I think so, number 75.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Houston Texans legend Vince Wilfork. No, I'm just kidding. He played like 2 seasons there.
Yeah, he's better at the Patriots.
He was. Absolutely. University of Miami standout Vince Wilfork. Looks like there's a call, a penalty against Madill.
Yeah, that's not going to help their attack. They've had 1 positive play this far in their series, and this is just going to make it an even farther punt. Well, and probably going to put Bethany in scoring position yet again.
Looks like, is that a 10-yard penalty? I'm not sure what the call was.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see a flag.
Oh, goodness. The snap nearly goes out the back of the end zone. The only reason he can get the punt off is because they basically let him.
Yeah, that was yet again number 58, Griffin Looper, that could have blocked it, but a little bit of, humble and maturity from him, and I like that move, letting them get it out of the end zone.
But he just keeps showing up in the backfield. Man, if this was the pros, he would have knocked that thing out the back or covered it for a touchdown for himself. But instead, letting him get that punt off down at the 25. So, again, the Broncos will start a drive with really great field position here. Minute 35 left to go in the first, and the Broncos are up 29-0. We were wondering if we'd see some backups here, and we do see a few new faces, but we've still got Jackson Payne out there at quarterback. I think that's still Geisler out there wide to the left. I don't remember him having turf tape, though. I'm probably wrong. No, that's number 20, Braxton Mullins, another senior down there. Quick handoff up the middle to Gilliland.
Yeah, there's
pardon me, that's number 12. That is Jackson Dull getting the handoff, picking up a few yards, about 6 on that carry.
Yeah, they already took out the starting center for Bethany. I think it's number 65, Ben Saylor. Yeah, they already took him out of the game, which rightfully so. Don't want to have him hurt. He's a star lineman.
He is really solid. Great senior, but he's had his moment to shine. We'll need him against Weatherford for sure. Quick throw downfield. I think that's the big freshman, Brady, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's the first catch I think we've seen so far.
We were hoping so badly to see him get a chance to go downfield. Kid's already got like Gronk-esque numbers on height and weight, 6'5", 235. He's not going to get any smaller. He's only a freshman. But really showing off some of his athletic ability there on a catch that is not big in yardage, but is big in statement, picking up about 5 yards on that one to make it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and I think that was a block in the back.
I was going to say, seems
Bethany.
like there is a discussion. Yeah, we do have a penalty block in the back for Bethany. That's going to push him back 10 yards now. Oh, or does it? Did we pick it up?
No, they moved him back 5.
5 yards. Aha. I was going to say, I remember him getting more on that catch. That's because he did. 2nd and 4 after the penalty. I formation. Jackson Payne squatted down low behind center. Going to hand off to Dull. Dull making people miss. Cuts from right to left. Back inside the 10, down to the 5. Great run by Jackson Dull, showing off the moves. Didn't know he had those.
Yeah, he's actually done really good this year when he comes in at running back. And I wonder if they're going to put Malaska in, too. They've put him at running back in these late games when they're winning.
I feel like we're not used to seeing Jackson Dull get the handoff here so early in the game, but that is kind of what you got when you've got only 20 seconds left on the board and you're up 29-0. But it does look like we're probably going to run this one out. Yeah, it looks like this will be the end of the first quarter. So Bethany leading this one on senior night here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, 29-0. Lots of touchdowns, lots of scoring, lots of frustration for the Madill Wildcats, but a lot of jubilation for the Bethany Broncos. We'll be back with more football and the second quarter here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, Bethany Broncos taking on the Madill Wildcats. On top of this one, 29-0. They're going to get hit with a delay of game penalty here and move back 5 yards. So they don't have both the chains out there. Hard to call that. First and goal to go, though, for the Broncos from the 10-yard line. Malaska, we were hoping we'd see some of him. He gets the handoff and takes it to the right side. Nice gain. Pardon me. That is Braxton Mullins, I think. Yes, Braxton Mullins, senior wide receiver and running back, getting the carry, picking up about 3-4 yards on that one. Sets him up with second and goal from the 6. 11.5 minutes and counting on this fresh new second quarter. I formation again, Payne with Gillen behind him. It's also got Jackson Dull. That's who's going to get the pitch. Right side. Making people miss, rolling and tumbling and into the end zone. Touchdown, Jackson Dole. Big time play from Jackson Dole, the senior, getting to show off those running skills once again. He showed them off well on this drive and on this play. He gets to show them off straight into the end zone, punching it in from 6 yards out to put the Broncos up now 35-0. Jackson Dole on senior night, no less, in the rain. It's like Remember the Titans out there or something. It's a cinematic moment. I love to see it. Griffin Tarrant out to try his 5th extra point of the night. He's hit 4. Hasn't hit any when the rain has been driving, though. He's 0 for 1 when the rain was this heavy in the first quarter. They're going to fake it. They're going to fake it. That's Jackson Payne, the holder, throwing into the end zone, and it's good for 2 points.
That was Breck Brady for the touchdown.
Love
receiving
it.
That.
The birth of Bethany Gronk. That's what I'm hoping for. Big time 2-point conversion. Kind of rubbing it in a little. It's senior night, but you're kind of rubbing it in a little.
Might as well let the boys play.
You might as well. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
I didn't drive from Madill to watch this game, but also if you'd seen the schedule thus far for the Wildcats, I think you know what you're getting into. I'll put it that way. But I was thinking about something you said earlier about the Wildcats, the coach being able to basically just do whatever he wants to do with the formation and really kind of open things up.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I was the broadcaster for the Blackwell Maroons last year. I did their play-by-play. And similar situation where the roster was just not very deep because, of course, in a really small town, you've got sort of a shallower talent pool, so to speak. So the coach tried a lot of different things throughout the season. I think they only ended up, if I remember correctly, with 2 wins. Coach got let go at the end of the year. He was a former OSU wide receiver, actually, a guy that was mainly did blocking for Barry Sanders, but he caught some passes here and there. But really great experience. I loved every bit of it, but they struggled on the football field a lot, and they know it. So they try the little stutter step kickoff here, and they actually go through with it. But it's Devontae Melton kicking it off. Everybody doing a little bit of something.
That was
that is not
29.
Devontae Melton. I'm so sorry. I couldn't read that number right. That is 29. That is Eli Marquez, junior kicker and punter. How many talented kickers and punters do we have on this squad?
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen him this year.
It is, absolutely. That's why I assumed he was Melton, just because I saw the 2 and then I thought, that's not Devontae Melton. That man is a little bit smaller than Devontae Melton. So 11-11 on the clock. Make a wish if you want, Broncos fans. Maybe a wish for a playoff win at Weatherford next week, because this one is pretty much done. 37-0 is the lead as Madill still trying that interior run game, really to no avail. It's just not working out.
Yeah, some new players that have checked in.
I noticed that.
71, Garrett Singler, and 74, Chapman.
Micah Chapman.
Yeah, Micah Chapman, yep.
Micah Chapman, a big hoss. Another guy I really like to see on that interior line along with Sawyer Yates, because those guys can just clog those gaps all day. And Yates is in there as well on that interior line with him. Flores rolling out right, nearly completed his first pass, but it's dropped.
Yeah,
receiver can't quite bring it in.
That was the first opportunity he's had to throw it to an open receiver, and it just ends up throwing it really low, and something you don't want, especially being down, this much in the second quarter. You need some completions or something.
Like Aaron Rodgers for my Jets, just throwing it at people's feet.
We're not going to talk about that win they had the other day, though.
We can absolutely talk about that win. That was a nice win. They might actually be doing a few things right now. Oops. Sorry, folks. Slipped on my mic there. So it's going to be a 3rd and long here again for the Madill Wildcats. 3rd and 11. 10:29 remaining here in the first, facing a 37-0 deficit. Flores throwing out left. They try a screen over the head of his man and incomplete. That was tough.
Yeah, just, trying to get the little RPO out to the outside and, just a slick ball. I'm sure that was, multiple things that went up right there, but, just the rain still doing its effects.
Good call, just execution not quite there. So going to bring up another punting situation, and this poor punter once again standing in his own end zone. 4th and 11 with 10:20 and counting here in the second quarter. Snap is again off to his right, but he compensates, gets off a decent punt, takes a Madill bounce at the 35, over the 40, back to the 39, and then downed. But again, Broncos get to start a drive in enemy territory. They'll start at that 39-yard line here. We'll take a quick little break here. Bethany on top, 37-0 here. 10:07 left in the quarter. This is Bethany Broncos football on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. Broncos taking on the Madill Wildcats here. It's senior night, and we've got Brody McLaren is in at quarterback now, handing off on 1st and 10 to Judson. That's not Judson.
No,
to
White
Jackson
Kiefer.
Dull. White Kiefer. Pardon me.
White Kiefer.
That's the guy we've often seen come in at tailback when these games are out of reach for the other team, and that kind of seems to be the case here with Bethany ahead by 5+ scores here, 37-0. The lead here in the second quarter with 9 minutes and clock running the officials, while we were on break, signaling to keep that thing running, considering the lead that is on the board right now. Brody McLaren going to option out to his left, and it was looking really nice, but he slips on the very slippery field and goes down for what is a loss of about 2, 3, 4. They're walking that back. Tough loss.
Yeah, he had a really good lane right there on both sides. He tried to cut out to the outside, right behind Brady, which was blocking really well. But, Turf Monster got him with a little bit of the rain.
That Turf Monster is eating up some people tonight. That is for sure. So we were wondering when we would see McLaren and company tonight, and so be it. They are there. Connor Eskridge in at wide receiver, the senior on the bottom of your screen, split out wide to the right. McLaren in the shotgun, Kiefer to his right. He's going to take a shot over the middle and has a man.
Oh.
It's the freshman, Brady, pulling it in. Big time catch, and they're in scoring position again.
So it looks like they do have a quarterback that can step in for next year.
Man.
We were talking about in the pregame, are they going to let McLaren, air it out? And as you can see, he's connected to the tight end, the freshman tight end, Brady.
It's senior night. Keep that playbook open. But even with it being senior night, that's two, not underclassmen, but two guys that will still be back next year. Brady, the tight end, a freshman, even with that incredible size and that incredible athletic ability. And then McLaren, a sophomore or junior? Sophomore. We get 2 years of this kid with that beautiful deep ball. So he's in the pistol this play, McLaren here, with Kiefer behind him.
Oh, no.
Hand off to Kiefer, and he might have lost the ball.
Yeah, just kind of not the best handoff. There's some loose cues, and I think Madill might have it, yep.
And that's going to be a turnover. A slippery football results in a fumble that puts an end to an otherwise really promising drive for the Broncos. Gives the ball instead to the Madill Wildcats at their own 14-yard line. Tough break.
Yeah, a little bit of the, wouldn't say commentator curse, but we're hyping McLaren up a little bit. But bad handoffs do happen.
Hey, I didn't do it. You did it. Might have been. We hyped up Kiefer a little bit too, but it's how it goes. It's a rainy game. There will be fumbles. There will be slippery footballs. 7 minutes and counting on the clock as the Wildcats take over. Motion from left to right and then back to right again, back to left again. Flores is going to go right on a quick run. Picks up 3 or 4 yards before he runs it out of bounds. A lot of motion, a lot of lateral movement, a lot of horizontal offense. Not a huge gain at the end of the play, but, it's positive.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if they actually air it out in this series. I know they tried twice on the last and didn't come up with anything. But
I don't know how successful you can be airing it out when your wide receivers are not running clean routes.
Yeah.
That is my problem. Just observations here. 6:15 and counting on the clock. Flores going to take it here on 2nd and 8. Little shuffle up the right side gap. Picks up maybe 2 or 3. I guess they can just keep doing this all night, but that's going to get this kid beat up. Goodness.
Yeah, it is. But, that's an option where you can hand it off. It's considered an RPO. Mm-hmm. But, he's an athlete. I'm sure he's kind of getting sick of what's going on, so he wants to take it himself.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not upset about having to take hits on these plays because he's getting the ball. And I know when these guys get the ball in their hands, that's what they want. They want to get out there and make some plays. He needs to make a play here on 3rd and 5 from his own 20. Pretty solid blocking for the Wildcats, but at the end, the gap is filled by the Bethany defense, and so it will be another 4th down for the Wildcats, and we'll probably see the punt team. They've played it safe on most of these.
Yeah, it's cool to see, too. Madill has some sort of sign, neon sign that they have throwing up some numbers, and I don't know if they have wristbands, and it's the numbers, but
I noticed
I've
that.
never seen one of those before.
Yeah, is that play calls, do you think? Or,
it's play calls, but I've never seen a neon light.
Fancy digital new technology, tell you what. So Madill going to punt here. Another decent punt from their punter here. Nearly gets to the 40. Goes out of bounds at about the 36. So once again, Broncos will get possession in Madill territory, with the score still holding steady here at 37-0, 4:51 remaining in the remaining in the second quarter. We'll be right back after a quick break. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission at Cameron University.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma, Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. Broncos taking over at the Madill 30, and they hand off here on 1st and 10 to, I think that was Wyatt Kiefer taking it around the right side. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah, that was a quarterback McLaren on just a little quarterback draw up the right side.
I saw the wrong number. Welp. We've got junior Marcos Lopez in there at fullback. We haven't seen a lot of him. Kiefer, of course, in there at running back along with our guy Brody McLaren, the sophomore quarterback. Pretty much got the second stringers out there with this 37-0 lead. 3:45 on the clock and counting. McLaren motions Kiefer from right to left. Gives him the ball in a delayed handoff. He sheds a tackler and takes off inside the 20, inside the 10, across the 5, and down at about the 2. Wyatt Kiefer showing off again.
Yeah, I think that was number 15, Marcos Lopez.
Oh, was that Marcos Lopez?
Yes.
Yo, I'm messing up my number calls tonight. I am so sorry. I just assumed they gave it to Kiefer because they love to give him the ball in these situations.
Yeah, I think that's the first time this year that we've seen him run the ball, and it was actually very impressive.
Yeah, I just called his name because I was unfamiliar with seeing him in the huddle. And they end up calling his name also and giving him the ball. I think that's Breck Brady taking the handoff. Is that right?
No, that was Lopez once again.
Oh, shoot. See, I see the 5, and I'm thinking, well, that's got to be Brady, but with those shifty moves, my goodness. This kid, Marcos Lopez, showing off the big shifty run, setting them up with field position, setting them up with goal to go field position, and then he punches it in, left side, touchdown. It's 43-0.
There was
with 2:51 left in the second. There's a penalty?
Yeah, there was a late flag that the back judge threw down. I'm not sure what it was, though. Yeah, I think it might have been a late hit on Lopez when he was in the end zone.
Looks like it. Are they going to enforce that then on the kickoff?
Yes. Yeah,
cool.
they'll put it on the kickoff.
Well, that should make it even easier then for Denton Jaggers to blast that out the back of the end zone once again. He likes to do that. And Griffin Tarrant likes to make extra points. He's pretty darn good at it, too. He's 4 for 5 tonight so far. Looking to go 5 for 6.
Fire.
But this one is not a fake field goal. It's a bad snap picked up and ran in for a 2-pointer.
That was Jagger Weaver.
I was going to say, that looks like Jagger Weaver, number 4. Nice instincts, nice quick thinking, and he punches it in. Not rubbing it in on that one. That's just making the most, making lemons out of lemonade.
Yeah, those are one of those times where your kicker's supposed to scream out, fire, fire, and busted play, but he did really good.
And you run the fire drill.
You run the fire drill.
Pick that ball up and go. Boy, I've seen pro teams handle that worse than that when they have a bungled snap. Really, really well handled. Ends up getting them 2 points. 45-0 the score with 2:51 left in the second quarter. Take a quick break. Be right back. Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma, Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium for the Bethany Broncos, taking on the Madill Wildcats here on Oklahoma Sports Network. Haven't introduced us yet. Phil Rodriguez, Brennan Rodriguez here as per the usual. Jordan Rodriguez here on the production booth. And then we don't have Keegan Honorary Rodriguez. We've got Mr. Scott, I believe, on camera work. That's all he'll tell us. He's just Scott. He won't release any personal details. He's very secretive, Mr. Scott. I'm trying to get him to laugh to mess up the shot. 2:50 left here in the second quarter, and Bethany has really just taken this one and run with it. It's senior night, and they are celebrating not just with their festivities, but also with their play. They're just out here scoring left and right and giving themselves something to dance about, something to do a little headstand plank about, a la some of the guys in the pros and what's his face? I think it was Jalen Bliss at Incarnate Word. I know it was a wide receiver at Incarnate Word that started that little trend of head planking. But in any event, it's been a lot of Bethany. It's been nice if you're a Bethany fan, which all of you on this stream I'm sure are, if not most. But Flores here, the quarterback for Madill, going to roll out right and try to throw it. Did he complete that, or was that an interception? I hear gasps from the opposite sideline. I
think it might have been incomplete after Jagger Weaver laid the pipe on that.
I
really
was going to say, it looked like somebody got popped. So very nearly again, Madill trying so desperately.
Yeah, I think they did complete it, and they're giving him the first.
Oh, very nice. Well, a great catch then. Madill has tried that one a few times. We've seen it end up at the feet or the ankles of the receiver many times. This time, a completion, even though a big hit at the end of it. So Flores and the Wildcats, I was just going to say as they started that play, they've not had a lot of luck here. Certainly haven't been able to score, but solid pass there. They're going to run it up the middle, which is something that really has not worked out so far tonight. But that one's going to punch it ahead for about a yard.
Yeah, they've tried it, quite a couple of times going up the A-gap, and Bethany is known for stopping that attempt. And this far, they're still doing really good at it.
It really seems like Bethany, whether it's the first stringers or the second stringers, they're really good at filling those gaps. A lot of talent and a lot of depth at the interior defensive lineman positions for Bethany here. 2nd and 9, dropping back. Flores is a clean pocket, and he's going to take a shot over the middle, and it's intercepted at the 43.
That's Seth Griner right there.
That is Seth Griner. We've seen him make big plays on special teams, big plays on offense. Now he's making big plays on defense. Big-time interception. They say when it rains, it pours. And we've got an injured player down on the field, so we'll take a break here. We'll be right back. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, Bethany Broncos football taking on the Madill Wildcats. Handoff up the middle there. Bethany has been raining down points like it's been raining down, water, raindrops from the sky here in most of this first half. Wyatt Kiefer picking up a solid 7 yards up the middle on that one. Nearly the scorer on the last drive, but I believe we kept calling him Kiefer, but it was our guy Marcos Lopez, the junior fullback and running back, had quite the drive for himself. Lead is 45-0 for the Broncos as we get very close here to concluding the first half. 40 seconds on the board and counting. 2nd and 4 here from about the 50. Kiefer going to get the handoff left side, making a couple people miss, but hard to make 4 guys. Hard to shed a tackle of that many tacklers. Pretty much picks up only about a yard, if any. Brings up about 3rd and 3. 20 seconds on the clock and counting. Not sure if the Broncos want to get off another play. Doesn't look like it. They are kind of walking towards the sideline. So that is probably going to do it for our first half. And it's really probably going to do it maybe for the game. But we've still got 2 more quarters to play. Lead is 45-0 for the playoff-bound senior night celebrating Bethany Broncos as they head off to the locker room for halftime. We'll take a little break ourselves, or rather a bit of a long one, but we'll be back with the second half here at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. Bethany Broncos versus Madill here on Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium for the second half of this matchup between the Bethany Broncos and the Madill Wildcats. This one is pretty much out of reach, out of hand. It's 45-0. Broncos on top. It's been an offensive onslaught. They've been pretty much impossible to score, whether they fielded the first team offense or the second team. And so I'm sure we'll see plenty more backups, especially senior players, get to come out here in the second half as Denton Jaggers boots this one hard, but it is returnable across the 20 to the 25, almost to the 30. Solid return there from Madill, setting them up with some of their best field position of the game.
Yeah, for sure. That was one of the first times they've been able to actually take the ball out after a kick, and they actually get some, decent field position. But really curious to see if they made some changes and hopefully, get a successful drive, which they haven't been able to do so far.
Would be interesting to see if they can at least get in the end zone for a consolation touchdown. Sticking with Flores at quarterback with their flashing neon play call board over there like they do. Flashing 33, whatever that means. Stacked up receivers on the right side. Motioning the big guy from left to right as a H-back, and they're going to hand off up the middle, and just like most of the game, that one goes nowhere.
Yeah, and then, they've tried, going up the A-gap all game and, trying to get something positive, but yet again, Bethany's defensive line is really good at doing that, even the secondary.
Brings up a 2nd and 11, 1-yard loss on that play by the running back. High snap, quick screen pass out to the left from Flores, and it's complete. Quick little gain, only a few yards, but it's one of the more positive plays that we've seen from the Wildcats tonight. Brings up 3rd and 8. Actually, only a gain of 3 on that one. Shotgun set again for the Wildcats. 4 wideouts. Quick run by Flores. He tried up the middle. Nothing there. Goes around to the right and gets buried for about a 5-yard loss. Nothing doing on that one. Couldn't get anywhere. And just like that, 3 and out for Madill. They'll be off the field.
Yeah, it was really good pursuit by Wyatt Kiefer coming off the edge and following the quarterback, trying to get around the edge and trying to pick up a first down. But he missed his first attempt, but then he caught back up to him and wrapped him up behind for a really good loss. Bring up yet again, like you said, another 3 and out, which is very frustrating for the Madill audience.
Another chance to see this fairly solid Madill punter, though.
Ooh.
He barely got that one off. They might have got a chunk of it, but it doesn't look like it, and it takes a nice Madill bounce across the 40, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So for one of the a rare occurrence tonight, Bethany will actually start this drive in their own territory here. Clock running at 9:05 as the Broncos get set to take the field. We'll see if the officials encourage them to take it quickly. It looks like Madill's defense is already out there.
Yeah, that was, I think, the best punt of the night for that guy from Madill. Got a really nice bounce.
Definitely. Certainly, at least with that punt at the end, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find him here on the roster. Definitely a fellow we should call out there for Madill. He's been called on a lot tonight, and he has made do when he's been called on. They actually don't have a kicker or punter indicated. We'll have to make sure we pick out his number on the next drive just to give a call out to our opponent here. But Brody McLaren is in for our guys here, and he's going to give a handoff to Cooper Johnson, the senior. Goes around the right side, but loses a couple.
Yeah, I think that was the first handoff to Cooper Johnson. I didn't know he played running back, or they put it back there.
Yeah, fullback
So,
is what he's
fullback,
listed
yep.
at as his offensive position. So certainly looking like a fullback there. Just a quick little, what do you call that? Where you is it a fullback off tackle? If you run that kind of 45-degree angle to the right to the fullback.
Yeah, I mean, in Madden they call that base 45, but
there you go. That might. I mean, that's one way to call it. So they'll go with. McLaren will ride this one out at quarterback most likely. He's in the pistol here. Hands it off to the running back behind him. I think that is that.
It was
Brad?
Johnson once. It was Johnson.
Johnson again.
Yes.
Okay. Down by contact after a gain of a couple.
Yeah, and these coming up quarters, or this quarter and the next, are going to go by fairly quickly, faster than they did in the first half, just because they're going to let the clock just roll the whole time.
But also because of, you'd assume, play selection, most likely on Bethany's part. Probably going to keep that ball on the ground. Not really going to try any deep passes right now. Oh, McLaren with the hard count, and I think he might have drawn him into the neutral zone for a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, and that's
nice mental chess there.
Yeah, I haven't had anything really going this series so far, but I guess that helps to hopefully pick up a first down.
That will definitely help. So it looks like 6:25 on the clock here in the third quarter and counting. Clock will stay running, I believe, except for change of possession. I think out of bounds they may stop it. Honestly, I'm still figuring out those rules. McLaren rolls out left on third and short, hits his receiver, but it bounces out of his hands.
Yeah,
That's
actually
Connor Eskridge. Not able to pull it in. Sorry, Brendan.
No, you're good. That was just a really good attempt by McLaren, a really good throw. I actually didn't see who was that number 3?
Eskridge.
Connor Eskridge. Yeah, I didn't see him down here. So cool little check down and trying to pick up the first, but got to catch with your hands.
Yeah, Eskridge, the senior, we've pretty much seen entrenched at that left wideout position. So he's been closest to your screen for last couple of drives. I think this is their little pooch punt formation here. So on fourth down, they will give this one back.
No.
Oh, and it's a bad punt. It's muffed and picked up by Madill. Maybe their best opportunity to score all night. Returned back to the 22 and taken down is the lineman. I believe that is, gosh, those yellow numbers are so hard to see. Is that Trace Pruitt?
Yeah, I can't see it.
Regardless, great play by Madill. They jump on that one really quickly and move it downfield and set themselves up in scoring position potentially. Clock at 4:55 and counting, and Madill get it at the 22 of the Bethany Broncos here. Guys, we may make it an entire quarter without a break, just with the way the clock's running.
Yeah, maybe.
Shotgun set again. Flores will roll out to his left. Has a receiver, but there's a lot of coverage there, too. Ball is tipped up and caught by Madill.
He dropped it.
Dang. It was almost a spectacular catch.
That's right. It was almost really cool. It was almost an interception, but went up and, almost caught it, but, dropped it.
When the margin in the score is this slid to one side of the scale, so to speak, I think it's okay to root for the losing team to get a couple plays in their favor, just so you don't feel too bad about beating them so badly. Second and maybe 9. No, second and 10. Incompletion. I was thinking they gained about a yard on that last play. No, Phil, they gained nothing. Slot man motions from left to right. They fake the handoff to him, and then Flores shoots up the middle. Is that an inverted veer? Is that what you call that? Not the handoff to the receiver, but taking that up the middle.
I'm not sure I know what that is.
I've heard that term, and I've seen it in the college football playoff,
I'm not sure.
or college football playbook, the Vidya games. My quarterback always gets smacked. It's like a weird read option that just is not. You go off the guard, I think, instead of the tackle, or maybe the tackle instead of the guard. In any event, 3rd and 5 for Madill at the 19-yard line of the Broncos. Well, the scoreboard says the 18. 3rd and 5 here, though. Flores, again with the motion from the slot receiver. Option running left side. Bethany's got good pursuit, though they chase him back to the line of scrimmage, might have even lost a yard. So we'll see if this is 4-down territory, or maybe Madill wants to just kick a field goal and get on the board. Not sure if they have a place kicker that they trust. You were saying, though, Brendan, that they had a guy that was nailing 40-yarders.
I think it was their quarterback.
Flores?
They were lined up at the 30, and he was making them.
He was the kickoff guy on the safety. And he has been the kickoff guy. So if they did attempt a field goal, most likely would be Flores, really an everyman for that team.
Yeah.
Does look like the offensive set is down there, though. 3 wideouts, 1 H-back, and a running back. Good snap to Flores. Has one-on-one with his receiver, but it's batted down by the Bethany defender. Not in my house, he says. Turnover on downs, because that was one 4th down after the incompletion.
Did you catch that number?
I did not. It was a great play. It's this last fella jogging off, I believe.
Number 11? Not too sure, folks, but it was a good defensive play.
If it was 11, it was Damian Aguilar. He is listed as a wide receiver and defensive back. We've seen him on both sides of the ball. Might have been him. Yeah. He is a pretty quick dude. We've definitely seen him make use of those jets on previous plays. So offense will jog out here and take over at their own 21-yard line. Clock at 1:25 and counting, still running even with the change of possession. I think it's the same old crew as we've seen since about the second quarter. McLaren and company. He'll hand off on 1st down here. And the ball carrier is making people miss. Is that Kiefer again?
Kiefer.
Wyatt Kiefer making a lane down the left side and getting all the way inside the 30 before he gets popped at the 29 and loses his helmet.
That was a really good attempt right there.
Spectacular.
He broke a couple tackles, and I think that was some kind of, what was that, a 30, 40-yard gain, 40-yard run?
Yeah, something like that, absolutely. Started back at the 21 field position, now lit up to the... Come on, chain crew. I know it's a blowout, but let's show some hustle. Come on. That's from the 21, so that gives him 29 yards, plus down to the 31, so that is 48 yards, I believe. Nice little run by Wyatt Kiefer. Hey, can we call that one Keef Quake? Is that what we can call it if he just shags off a bunch of guys and blasts down the field like Marshawn Lynch? Well, Keef Quake will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. No scores, no breaks, all time off the clock. So 45-0 is the score on the board. Bethany will take that into the 4th quarter here in Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. We'll be back with more football.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. It is a blowout in Bethany for senior night. I'm sure they're not unhappy about that. 45-0 the score on your screen as we get set to begin the 4th quarter of play. Brody McLaren in on this 1st and 10 from the Madill 31 with all wideouts. He's going to throw to an open wideout, and it's going to sail it through his hands. I think that's number 16, Colin Knudsen, freshman wide receiver. First time we've seen him, I think, all season.
Yeah, I think there's an injured Madill player.
Oh, we do have an injured fella down on the field. Well, that means we will have to take a break. Looks like it's just cramps, but we'll be right back here in just a moment, folks, on Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma, Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium. Broncos ahead of the Madill Wildcats 45-0 in their regular season home finale, senior night. So final game on the home turf for a lot of these guys, and they are enjoying this one for sure. Brody McLaren in at quarterback, and he's going to fake the handoff to the receiver in motion and then take it around the left edge for himself. Picks up about 8 yards.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen him tonight being able to break out wide and show off his legs that we've seen previously in some of these football games that he comes in and, you know, they like to do a bunch of halfback draws or quarterback draws and just letting him show off his wheels.
Yeah, that kid can go. We've seen what he can do when he gets into the open field. A lot to look forward to for this Broncos football program in years to come, not just with a great winning coach that's brought a lot of success to the program, but so many solid players at so many positions. McLaren taking it around the right side on another run, pointing out where his blockers need to go, bouncing off a would-be tackler, crossing the 15, first down and a little bit more inside enemy territory, now down to the 14.
Yeah, just basically the same thing, but just the other way. Just proving his speed.
Not just the speed, but the patience and the vision to get behind the blockers, wait for that moment, and then go. No fault against Jackson Payne. He's a field general, and he can throw a beautiful ball. But McLaren has some skill sets that Jackson Payne just does not have. That it's really nice to see him get a chance to show that off, like you said, Brendan. So 1st and 10 now from the 11, just outside of goal-to-go territory. They're going to hand it off to the running back. That's not Kiefer. That is Jackson Dull going around the right edge.
I think.
Was it Kiefer?
That was Johnson.
Oh, Johnson. No,
yes.
That's number 2. Yes, Cooper Johnson.
Folks, I think Phil might need some bifocals.
Phil might need some. Phil needs to go to the optometrist and check out, get his prescription updated. The previous one is no longer valid, but it is still needed. But, yeah, Johnson's got that long white T-shirt poking out under the jersey. That should be an easy way to remember him. He's still in at tailback there behind McLaren. 2nd and 6. He'll get the handoff left side, tumbling over a defender and into the end zone. Score for the senior, Cooper Johnson. I think Jagger Weaver is running onto the field to celebrate with them. Love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
A lot of chatter from the crowd. I think everybody wanted that one for him.
Absolutely. I heard the coaches yelling.
in there, yeah.
The home coaches, the Bethany coaches are right next to us here in the room next door in the press box, and even they were happy about that. That's got to be a big one for Cooper Johnson. Scoring to put the Broncos up. That's the first score, actually, of the second half for either team. Makes it 51-0 now for the Broncos. We've seen some lopsided wins for our Broncos, Brendan, but this has to set the standard here. And Griffin Tarrant is on the sideline for this extra point. They're going to let somebody else try it. Low line drive, but I think he got it, didn't he?
No, he missed it.
Wide right. Hard to see from this angle.
It's two
extra
bad
point
snaps.
Gonna be missed. I think that was Lopez who ran in the ball earlier. I could be wrong. Again, folks, glasses, please donate. I'll set up a GoFundMe or something. I don't know. We'll get binoculars for the playoffs. We'll figure this thing out because the purple on black, it looks good. It's not going away. But it's 51-0, 8:55 remaining here in the fourth. We'll take a quick break and then be back with more Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Bethany, Oklahoma at Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, Broncos taking on the Madill Wildcats here on Oklahoma Sports Network. And it's been a doozy of a blowout for the Broncos here on senior night. Been a nice celebratory senior night, and the senior Cooper Johnson scoring this last touchdown and the only score of the second half so far. Fans and sideline and the room next door to us were all really excited. The coaches next door to us were really excited to see Johnson get in for that score. New kicker in here, that is Eli Marquez. I believe he was on the extra point attempt as well. Gives that high lobbing kick down to about the 34 for the Wildcats to take over and maybe have one, maybe two more shots at trying to punch one in and just get a little victory score, moral victory score, I should say, for themselves.
Yeah, and after observing Madill's sideline, I think that's, one of the problems that they've had, for years is they just don't have, any depth.
It's a thin squad overall. It was something that reminded me also of being at Blackwell by the final game of the season, there were maybe 30 players on the roster, maybe closer to 25.
Yeah.
So that'll happen sometimes, and I don't think at the maximum they were at 40. So some of that was the program losing. Some of it was being out in the rural area and not being able to pull from a big talent pool. So, but we've got a timeout here, so we'll take another timeout ourselves here. 8:20 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Bethany ahead 51-0. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. We're back here, Southern Nazarene University Football Stadium, Bethany, Oklahoma. Bethany Broncos, Madill Wildcats, Oklahoma Sports Network. Philip Rodriguez, Brendan Rodriguez. We are here. It is the fourth quarter, 8:15 and counting on a clock that will be running a lot considering the score. Flores still in at quarterback for Madill, still searching for that first score of the game for the Wildcats, and he throws left side there incomplete.
Yeah, I can't really take up for him this time. It's not really raining out there, and I'm sure things have dried up just a little bit. But, yeah, he just missed his target once again, and it's one of those ones, especially, being down so much, you need to complete that pass.
It is hard to hit your target, though, when that pocket is collapsing around you, as it has for him for most of this game. We've seen him with a clean pocket a couple of times, even able to take a shot downfield, but then it ended up being an interception. Handoff up the middle, and it actually works out pretty good this time for him. About 9-yard squirt up the middle there for the Madill running back. That is Jackson Harper.
Yeah, Harper has had a mob of Broncos in his face all night, and I think that's the first ray of sunshine he's had all game.
I think the technical term is a stampede of Broncos.
I looked it up. It can be a mob.
Okay. Well, also, does he have a pocket full of sunshine, though, if he has a ray of sunshine?
Nope.
In the game?
Nope.
Well, those are our questions asked and answered. 6:55 left in the fourth quarter here. Clock running down. Madill actually moving the ball well on this drive. Curse of the commentator. They fumble. Looks like the Broncos fell on it. And I think the official on the far sideline, though, is saying he was down. No fumble. Looked like an exciting turnover for a moment, but no dice.
Yep, they just got lucky. I could have ended their drive, and really, they're probably their only shot at scoring in this game.
They've still got a shot, though. 2nd and 6. They're on their own 49. Clock at 6:10 and still running. Shotgun set for Flores again. Hands off up the middle. Goes about 4 or 5 yards. Solid gain. Not trying to pass any judgments, Brendan, but it does kind of look like when they run the plays, sort of like how it looked when they were still playing the Pro Bowl about 3-4 years ago. I don't see, I'm basically saying that, Bethany's playing at this point to preserve their bodily integrity more than they are to pursue the ball carrier at all cost.
Yeah.
And with a lead like this, you can't really blame them. Another handoff up the middle, and maybe they heard me. Good pursuit on that play. They get the first down there, Madill does, but Bethany meets him with a couple of tacklers to bring him down.
Yeah, I think that was the 4th middle run in a row, and I think that's only their 2nd first down so far in this game.
I think you might be right.
Many first downs.
I did see Colin Knudsen, though, and again calling out the freshman's name, getting involved on that stop. Another bright future piece maybe for this Broncos team, contributing so well just as a freshman already. 1st and 10 from the Bethany 43 for Madill. They're going to run around the right side. Gain of only about 2, but there's flags down on the play. Looks like a block in the back against Madill, so it's already bad, and it's going to get worse. So what was a 1st and 10 from their opponent's 43. Now they will walk it back to what I believe will be a 1st and 20 from their own 46. It's like technically the 47, if you're a technical kind of person. And you're still watching here in the 4th quarter of a big blowout.
Yeah, they got a mile to go.
Quite a ways, considering how this defense has been playing. 4:20 and counting on the 4th quarter here. 51-0 lead for Bethany. 1st and 20 for Madill. Flores takes a shot over the middle and had a man. I think it was tipped, though, by the Bethany defender.
That was number.
Is that Greiner?
That was number 6.
Number 6. 6 is Cruz Burleson, another freshman. 5'6", 125.
He got up there.
Not a big guy, but, man, he got up there and he got that ball. That's all that it takes.
Might be a basketball player.
Size does not always matter. Maybe, us small guys, you can put us in the goal. We'll knock some shots out. Soccer, folks. 2nd and 20. Flores, clean pocket considering. Time to throw over the middle, has a man. Nearly caught, but no dice. Man.
I think that was number 6 once again, knocking up that play for an incompletion.
It's another shout out to Burleson, the undersized freshman. I don't know. I don't think it's undersized being that size as a freshman. I think we're just used to Breck Brady over here with his 6'5" freshman frame. Literally about a foot of difference between those two gentlemen. Bright future for the Broncos if the program is in the hands of these talented young freshmen. Another situation like we had last week where we're getting a lot of new guys checking in. I see Leo Cerna checking in at defensive back number 80. I think that's the first time I have seen that name or number all season. Flores will take a run around the right side of the field on 3rd and a bajillion miles. Picks up maybe 4 or 5, but almost certainly, will Madill punt, or do you just go ahead and take a shot? What do you have to lose at this point?
Yeah, you've got to go for it.
Yeah. It's 4th and, long but manageable. 4th and looks like 16. On the clock is a little over 2 minutes. It is draining down rapidly, though. I can see the training staff of the Broncos pouring out the Gatorade bottles, so they're getting ready to go to the locker room. They know what time it is. 4th and 15. Flores back to pass, has time, and throws it to an area where there are no receivers. Brutally underthrown. That's rough, man. He's at a hard game.
Yeah, I mean, he is a freshman, and he's, trying, and there's a lot of pressure on him. But,
hey, but
can't
something
say much.
I've admittedly been frustrated by, and maybe some other Broncos fans, maybe even some of the players, by the way they're celebrating coming off the field, has been we have not been able to hold a shutout in some of our blowouts in recent games. Ardmore last week against, oh my goodness, my mind is drawing a blank, Tecumseh. We were not able quite to pull that shutout. But looks like tonight we are probably going to get away with that here with the ball and 1:20 on the field as so many of our beloved seniors on this Broncos squad prepare to bid adieu to their home field here. McLaren in the shotgun kneel formation.
That's I think that's a new quarterback, number 16.
Oh,
Colin
pardon me. That's Knudsen again.
Knudsen, yeah.
Knudsen, another
is it Knudsen,
one of our.
Or is the K silent?
I think it's Knudsen because I went to high school with some guys where that was their last
name.
name. So I'm going to make that judgment. If I'm wrong, please, toll-free number. So this will be a heck of a victory. Another shutout loss for Madill, and I think maybe even their 3rd in a row, if I'm not mistaken. But a big shutout win for Bethany, closing out the year at 8-2 and giving them a full head of steam heading into a big-time playoff matchup next week at Weatherford. To my knowledge, will be same bat time, same bat channel. If anything changes, you can find out through the media, folks. But meantime, final 51-0. Broncos take them down. Philip Rodriguez, Brendan Rodriguez, Jordan Rodriguez, we were all here. We all had fun. We'll see you next week. Oklahoma Sports.